This is our messages service, and I will offer each of you a message from our spirit guides and teachers. When I offer you the message, please unmute yourself or shake your head yes and give me an explicit permission to touch your vibration and that you do want a message. The messages we give work this way. When you say, yes, I want a message, then my teachers reach out to your teachers who share with them what they want to share with you, and my teachers come back and tell me. Sometimes, and upon occasion, one of your teachers will reach out directly to me. Typically only happens for people I've had physical contact with in the real world. I don't think it's happened with anyone that I've only met, whose relationship is only over Zoom. No, I don't remember. When you receive a message, sometimes the information is about the future. If you receive something about the future, remember the future is not cast in stone. It's a possibility or a probability. The future simply casts a shadow before it, and our spirit guides and teachers can perceive and interpret that future, that shadow. The closer the event, the more likely it will happen, and the more active your measures will be to either enhance or to avoid it. This is a public venue, which means you're not receiving a private reading. So if you're receiving your message, if you're not receiving a message and something else rings true from someone else's message, you're welcome to take it. They're not copyrighted, and Spirit often will share messages in a way that they will benefit more than one person. They're pretty smart that way. After our healing service, we will connect our virtual spiritual circle and close the service with setting the week's intention and our goals for the week, and solicit Spirit's help to help us bring that about. So Paula, as our new guest, would you like a message? I always offer our new guests messages first. Okay, it's very dark. I can't see you, so can you unmute and... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot.
Right, okay.
I forgot one thing. I do this because Zoom is my backup for my other recording. I forgot to mention that I will put out a link tomorrow sometime to these recorded messages, so you don't have to worry about recording them. You can play them back tomorrow.
Okay.
And so, Paula, you said yes?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. All right, so I don't know if this is a specific message or if it's symbolic. It struck a nerve is why I'm putting that on there. I've got a master checklist or to-do list. And this master to-do list is getting longer and longer and longer. And every time you turn around, you find another little post-it note, and you pull it over here, and a post-it note, and a post-it note, and a post-it note, and a post-it note, and all these little random ideas, thoughts, things are being discovered that need to go on the list. And the feeling is one of a cold bucket of water just got dumped on you, and it's like, how am I ever going to get all this done? And that sense of overwhelm, that sense of not feeling how, not sensing or knowing a way to get everything done that needs to get done. This is coming from my teacher, Tao Chuan Ling, and Tao Chuan Ling is saying that just like anything, it starts with the first step, and the first step is to get all these little notes together and comprise the list. And then once you get over the shock, if you will, of what's on the list, you'll see that it's looking like 40 or 50, at least 40 or 50% of the stuff has either already been done or doesn't need to be done anymore. And it's really allowing yourself to tame the monster of all these little post-it notes and ideas and thoughts and things you want to do or should have done or would have done or could have done, pulling them into one centralized location, and then allowing yourself to confront what's on there, and then see that it's really not so bad because you've accomplished quite a bit. It's just sometimes you forget about the accomplishments more than you forget about what hasn't been done yet. So as we move forward, and it's kind of like an advanced spring cleaning and decluttering kind of your space in your mind and kind of what you want to bring about for 2021, realize that the feeling I'm getting looking into the summer part of 2021 is a field of flowers that were intentionally planted that are starting to come to fruition and blossom and brings a smile to you. And I will bless you and leave you with that. And then since we're connected across the ocean, I allow you to let me know if that made any darn sense or ask for any clarification.
Yes, it did make some sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. When we meet in person, I get a sense of how the message is being perceived. I don't get that across Zoom, so I have to rely on our physical communication. So I bless you. I'm glad you joined us. I hope you join us again. If you have any questions or would like to make any contact, you can do so at terry@spirit360.org. Again,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. All right.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. So left to right, Robin, you're next. Would you like a message? All right, so this is from Nathan. And Nathan shows me one of the things that just, it's heavenly, but looks like hell. And my mom called it like a Mississippi mud pie or something like that. And she went through a phase where she made it quite a bit. And every time I went home, she would make it. So the recipe was hell to look at, but tasted so good you didn't care. And you've got a situation that is around you right now, just starting to show up, that looks like hell, but is really working out well. And Nathan wants you to really disregard the aesthetics and enjoy the reward. And I will bless you and leave you that and see if you have any questions. All right, can you unmute? Yeah, there you go.
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, enjoy the mud pie, because that thing is, I may have to go figure out how that recipe. So, all right, I'll bless you and leave you with that.
Thank you.
And Tina, you're next. Would you like a message?
Yes.
All right, this message comes from Taotron Ling on my right. He's my high spiritual teacher. And he's showing you very cautiously, very tenderly, very gingerly walking on a tightrope, and you've got one of those big old bars that balances you, and you're just kind of sliding your feet like this along the rope. So instead of taking steps, you're just kind of sliding along and being very, very cautious and careful. And then he pans out a little bit. And as he pans out on the image, the tightrope's only like 6 inches, 8 inches off the ground. So you're being very, very cautious. You're being very, very careful. And if you just hop off the tightrope, you can go as fast as you want. And you don't even need the balancing bar. And I will bless you and leave you that and see how that landed.
Oh,
was right on point. I'm so glad to hear that, because I am being very cautious.
Yeah.
And not knowing how, if I should just go ahead and jump right on in, or, take it tiny little steps.
Well, remember that the tightrope's going to be there. So if you hop off and you start to go fast and you get uncomfortable, you can hop back on and take the baby steps, or you can just take baby steps while you're off the tightrope. The thing is that the tightrope is of your own imagination. And so if you get off of it, then you're not constrained by the tightrope, and you can move at a pace that makes sense in the moment. But you're being so overly cautious on this, it's driving up some fear, and that fear is driving up some stress and anxiety, which is thwarting your efforts and what you want to bring about, and that's all within your control. And I will bless you and leave you with that.
Okay.
All right, and Sylvia, would you like a message?
Thanks, Terry.
Yes, thank you.
Were you ever in Toastmasters? So there's a part of Toastmasters that's called table topics. And table topics is a way to practice your extemporaneous speaking. And the overall table topics is given a theme, and then within the theme you're given a word or a sentence, and without any preparation you have to give, I think, a 2 or 3 minute talk on it. And this is coming from Nathan, and he is reminding you that even though you're typically meticulously prepared, you are also excellent at extemporaneous expression. And I've got either a person or a couple of people who are, the best way I can say it is one of those people that you just kind of don't want to meet because they're just a thorn in your side. And so you spend a lot of time trying to be meticulously prepared, and you're forgetting how well you extemporaneously express yourself in the moment when you're not worried about what to say. So it's a pat on the back, at the same time a reminder to trust yourself and what you know and your skills and your experiences, because they indeed are impeccable, just as you are when you're prepared. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that landed.
Absolutely. She showed up last night.
Enjoy your table topics.
Thank you.
My highest blessings. And Beverly, would you like a message?
Yes, please.
Hey, you showed up first, so I thought you would be on the left, but you ended up on the right. So this darn thing has just got me all confused. All right, let's see. How's Tinkerbell doing? Yeah. How's the health?
All right.
Yeah.
Is
Be prepared for a shift in that. It seems like something's been kind of building up for a little while. So do some healing on her. Pure white light. But it seems like sometime in the next 4 to 6 weeks there could be a turn there, and it seems like it's not like she eats something that doesn't feel well. It's something that's been kind of accumulating for a while. So kind of get emotionally prepared for that. Do some healing on her, and do some preparation for yourself. If this thing develops, it feels something to do with the kidneys. So, yeah. So Nathan is really wanting you to watch her water intake, and her food intake. So I don't know if you free range feed her or not, but you may want to like put the food up and down a little bit so you can see how much she's taking in. And the reason this is being shared with you right now is it seems like you've got a whole bunch of little things that are kind of piling up on stress. And if you go into this would be kind of like the straw that could break the camel's back if you're not prepared, so that you're being shared with this right now so you can indeed be forewarned and forearmed.
I can't lose her too.
Yeah, I know. So that's why it's being shared with you now. So do the healing. Start to monitor her intakes of food and water. Start to allow yourself to not neglect you during this whole, whatever happens. And it's looking like, yeah, I'm not allowed to say that. So I will bless you and leave you with that. Shelley, would you like a message? So you need to drop off, or sorry. Shelley, Nathan steps very close to me, and he's showing me it's a planter, and it's a square planter, and it's filled with small wheat grass sprouts. And they are so vibrant and radiant and healthy looking is the best way I can describe them. That you're kind of drawn into this idea that because this wheatgrass looks so healthy and vibrant and energetic and everything, and it seems like someone else has told you about what wonderful results they got with wheatgrass, and you're attracted to it. You're just like, yeah, I need to eat some of this wheatgrass because it'll fix this and this and this and this and this. And Nathan is saying that remember that what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another person. And even though something may be very attractive and make a lot of sense, if it doesn't feel right to you, don't worry about it. There are more than one ways to get the nutrients and the benefits of something like wheatgrass. And you can find a way to get exactly a similar result that wheatgrass would give you in something that feels right and works well for you. So really trust your intuition, trust your knowing, trust what works for you, and listen to what your body's saying. And disregard that part in the back of your head which thinks that may be kind of a quick fix to solve some problems you want because it works so well for someone else. And I will bless you and leave you that, and then see if that landed, if it made any sense, or if you have any kind of clarification, if you'd like some clarification on it.
No, it made perfect sense. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Nathan.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take good care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Let's see who is still with us, who is new. So Willijah, would you like a message?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So I've got Nathan steps forward again, and Nathan is kind of my main companion guide. He's with me all the time. He's kind of like my go-to guy, but he's also works with me in the areas of healing. And he's got you on one of those elliptical thingies. And as you're on the elliptical thingy, not going anywhere, doing what you do on an elliptical thingy, and different parts of your body are burning and having different sensations, and you're dripping sweat and all this lovely stuff that we do to ourselves to stay in shape. Your mind is looking at the normal stair-stepper thingy, and you're wondering whether or not it will get you the results faster than what you want, or faster than the elliptical thingy. And the reason for this is there's someone on the stair-stepper thingy that is attractive to you. And it's not a romantic attraction. It's here's a person who seems to have several of the attributes that you're trying to develop for yourself. Now, this is in addition to it may fit from a physiological standpoint. This is more about a spiritual, personal growth, allowing yourself to trust and follow the path you're on to get to the destination you want to arrive. Because remember, after all things are said and done, the bottom line of it's the journey, not the destination, is indeed true. So if you're on the elliptical and it's working for you and you like it and you enjoy the journey, trust that. And if you want to go try the stair stepper, you can do that. But if the elliptical feels right, it's going to get you where you want to go, because it's the journey of getting there that matters. This has a heavy vocational component to it, in that it feels like you're working through kind of the spiritual aspects of, abundance and attraction and materialization and manifestation, and all of these words out here that are abstractions, and applying them through you as a spiritual being into a vocational result. So do what feels right, trust the path you're on, and allow that to get you where you want to go, because that's what matters, is the quality of the journey, not the destination. Okay, I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that made any darn sense.
I'm sorry, I had you muted. Yes, it did. Thank you.
You're welcome. I bless you and leave you with that, and I'm glad you joined us. I hope you join us again. Okay. And Kat, you're next. Would you like a message?
Yes, please.
Excellent. Where are you joining us from?
A little north of Boston.
Oh, excellent. Welcome. One of our dear friends here is from the Boston area, and she says words that just tickle me pink. I'm from the South, and some of the things she says. Anyway, so here you go. So I've got a Native American guide who is my protector guide. He's my guardian angel, if you will. And he stands right behind me, and I call him Red Hawk because I cannot pronounce his name when he says it in his native tongue at all. It's like my mouth won't even form some of those syllables. And he's got on his belt, he's more of a guide. His role was like a guide who, like a tracker. But on his belt is a medicine belt and a medicine pouch. And in this medicine pouch, he opens it up, and inside there are all of these wonderful, beautiful herbs and roots and things like that. But then he reaches in and he pulls out a hypodermic needle, modern, 100% New World Western medicine. And he is wanting me to share with you that all of the holistic stuff in the world is beautiful and wonderful and effective to manage and treat holistic long-term issues. And Western medicine is very good at treating symptoms short term, that should not be tossed away because of it's not natural, it's not spiritual, it's not some mindset issue. So either you or someone very, very close to you is not necessarily embracing Western medicine, and he's reminding you that many times an aspirin works better than all of the holistic stuff in the world to treat certain things. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that landed at all.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But you never know.
Yeah, just file it away and see when things don't land at all. All we can do is file it away, and I will bless you and leave you with that. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And all right, Colleen. Yes, sorry, I just. So, Colleen, would you like a message?
Yes, please.
So Tao Chuan Ling steps very close to me, and he wants you to become very diligent in keeping a journal about dreams and beliefs and experiences. And this is more from a psychic spiritual realm, to have you begin to, the word he wants me to use is validate the source of some of the information you are, and the word he wants me to use is privy to, and that's, I've not heard that in a spiritual context before. But there's a very real but fine line between a belief and intuition and a spirit communication. And he wants you to start the process of differentiating between those different types of information. Because sometimes we get, from our own personality and our own physical senses, we get information that is really not spiritual, but highly accurate, and most people miss it. Sometimes we get intuitive knowing, which is really hard to put your finger on, but then sometimes we get stuff from spirit. And he really wants you to start to differentiate these sources of information, more importantly, the accuracy of them. And he says the dividends of this will become very clear in the not too distant future. And I will put a asterisk on not too distant future, because many times spirit's not too distant future is not our not too distant future. So sometimes spirit may think something is not too distant in a year, and we may think that means a week. So it's a in time and on time conversation. So I will see if that landed and communicated.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And there's just like a little synchronicity here. Last week, you gave me a message that had something about, probably in about 6 weeks or so, around Valentine's Day, things will start to come into fruition.
Excellent.
So it's interesting that there's a time again mentioned.
Excellent. Yeah, it's how we stay synchronized. So, all right, bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Many thank yous.
You're welcome. And Hazel, would you like a message?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Okay, I've got a beautiful image. This is coming from Tao Chuan Ling, and it's the classic quintessential lamb laying down with a lion. And most of the time you feel like you are the lamb and have this capability and this skill set of taming the savage beast and accepting and being loving and everything. You got a circumstance coming up around you in the next, before St. Patty's Day, so the next 8 weeks or so, that you will definitely feel like the lioness, and she wants you, the lioness part of you is wanting you to pay attention to the lamb side of you. And what Tao Chuan Ling is saying on this is it's the difference between being right and being righteous in something. And I'll bless you and leave you with that and see if that landed whatsoever for you.
Well, I'll have to think that one over for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's pretty deep in what I'm perceiving. It's like it's almost you're delving in the realm of beliefs and subconscious stuff about and the lioness part of you feels needs to come out to protect yourself. And if you kind of feel that sense coming up, that's where you want to start to pay attention more to the lamb side of things.
Okay,
And I'll bless you and leave you with that.
thank you.
And Susan and company, are you all ready for a message?
Hi everyone. Yes, this is my mom, Linda.
Hi,
And
Linda.
This is my sister Carol.
Awesome. So let's come to Mom first. Linda, would you like a message?
Please.
Nice to see you again. We met at that other place a few times over the years.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm working with a entity around me. Her name is Clarissa, and Clarissa is kind of an antebellum, pre-Civil War, very powerful woman. And she has a bonnet. It's like a hat, and it's kind of like a springtime hat. And in that hat, you've got 3 different feathers. And these 3 different feathers are things you are very proud of accomplishing. One of the feathers represents your children. And the other 2 feathers, they're not sharing with me what they represent. And the reason she's presenting this hat to you is because, you know, when you're wearing a hat, you don't get to see the feathers. So sometimes we forget what's in the hat. And she's presenting this to you for you to be able to remind yourself of why you put those feathers in your hat to begin with. And really do some reminiscing and self-acknowledgement and self-acknowledgement is the best word to describe this feeling I'm getting of the accomplishments that you've made to date in your life, and give yourself a pat on the back and enjoy this beautiful hat that represents 3 things you're very proud of. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that landed for you, if that made any sense for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I bless you. And Carol, would you like a message?
Yes, please. Thank you.
I don't think I've met you before, have I?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. So welcome. I'm glad you joined us. So this is coming from Nathan. And have you seen that game that kids play where they have a little bean bag and they kind of kick it. And they kick it to each other. They get in a circle and they'll kick it over here and they'll kick it over there and they'll
Kick it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I've got you watching several young people playing this game. And you are amazed at how well they play the game. And what Nathan wants you to be aware of right now is that you've got equal talents and skills in areas that's not kicking this game that are very important to you and other people that you have in your life. And he really wants you to start the process of allowing yourself to feel good, to feel accomplished, to feel skilled and competent, and enjoy this level of skill, because you work just as hard to develop what you're good at as these kids do at this game. But yours is real life and theirs is just a game for recreation. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that landed for you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I bless you and leave you with that. And Susan.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, so this must be Feathers Day for your clan. So you've got a feather headdress also, but this is a Native American one, and it's one of those ones that kind of goes from your head and falls all the way down to the ground. And you're preparing this to be worn out in public. And what's interesting is each feather in this headdress represents an accomplishment. A person you've helped, something, insight you've had. But there are 4 different feathers that are very special to you. They're slightly different colors. Some of them are not as fancy and shiny as some of the flashy feathers in this headdress. But they are very near and dear to you. And what Nathan wants you to do is to take a few moments and again reminisce over the accomplishments and what's been going on, but more importantly, those 4 things you're very, very deeply personal to you, that are very important to you, that you're very proud of, to take a few minutes to really remember why that was so important, the accomplishment that they represent. And allow that accomplishment in these 4 different things that are represented by these feathers to help you through 2021. Because a couple of the things that were very hard earned for you will be very good skills to help you navigate through a couple of the word he wants me to use are changes that are quite likely to happen towards the middle part of the year. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that landed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we got Hanna and Albert. So I see Hanna. So you want a message, ma'am?
Yes, please.
All right, so Tao Chuan Ling steps very close to me, and he is sharing with me 3 small Buddha statues. So there's the the happy Buddha, you know, the one with the big belly who has his hands up like this, you see in a lot of the restaurants. Then you've got the meditating Buddha where he's sitting down. He's a very lean Buddha. He's in a full lotus position and he's holding his hands on his knees. And then there's the other Buddha who has his hands up like this. And he's wanting you to remember that while one person is known as Buddha, there are countless Buddhas. And each Buddha came into his Buddha-ness or his Buddha-ship in his own regard, in his own way. Even the Buddhas who are female in nature or female in gender. And he wants you to allow yourself to truly express what there is for you to express in your own Buddha nature and not worry what anyone else thinks, especially people who are close to you. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that landed.
Yeah. Is it about my parents? Because they don't like this Buddha stuff.
I think it definitely them, but I think it's also your kids and everyone who's close to you.
Okay.
Even the guy you share a house with.
Okay.
All right, I'll bless you and leave you that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Speaking of him, is he around?
He got upset in the beginning, you know, because one person was talking so long and he had enough.
Okay.
Remember what I mean? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I was rambling quite a bit, so. Okay.
No. The person asked you the question before the messages. It was very long and he got upset.
Okay. Well, let him know that we'll be back next week and hopefully we'll do better. So this is an opportunity for us this is the end of our messages service. So it's an opportunity for us to set our intention for the week. And what we do on this is we want to try an experiment. And it's worked really well for some of us. And some of us haven't really gotten too much out of it. But it's been fun for me, so we're going to do it. So I want you to put your left hand out. And as you put your left hand out, I want you to lean over. And if you know your spirit teacher's name, say their name. If not, just say, Lefty, hold my hand. So I'll say, Nathan, hold my hand. Then put your right hand out and say, Righty, hold my hand. For me, it's Tao Chuan Ling. And now pay attention to what it feels like to have two people who love you unconditionally at your side holding your hand. Next, I would invite our spirit guides and teachers to help us connect and complete this circle across time and space by connecting with the other spirit guides and teachers who are unconditionally loving of their people in Spirit360 Fellowship. And as we connect across time and space through Spirit's help, I want you to think about next Sunday. It's the 17th of January, 2021, and you have accomplished something you've wanted to bring about. It could be a small step, a big milestone, or a complete goal. It's done. It's in the books, if you will, and you've accomplished it. And you show back up here in this community, and you've got that accomplishment under your belt. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to live into that future, to be in that moment of having accomplished something that you wanted to bring about? And I want you to feel what it feels like. Are you happy? Are you relieved? Are you fulfilled, satisfied, accomplished, complete? Whatever that sense is or that feeling, let's create that as your intention or your context for the week. So every action, every thought, and everything you do during this week is going to be inside that context of the feeling of having accomplished what it is you want to bring about this week. So if it's fulfilled, everything you do with fulfillment. If you're satisfied, everything you do, you're satisfied as you walk into it. If you're accomplished, be accomplished in everything you do, every thought you take. And I invite our spirit guides and teachers to help us stay present to this context and open our eyes that we may see, our ears that we may hear, our minds that we may comprehend but most importantly, our hearts, that we may give and receive love freely as we walk our paths this next week in fulfillment of this goal, this milestone, this step along our paths. And as we fully acknowledge and be present to that success, I want to thank our spirit guides and teachers for being with us in our day-to-day lives and helping us with a few messages here this morning. And as we complete this service and close the circle, together we say, and so it is. So thank your spirit guides and teachers for their presence in your life. And I want to thank you for joining us here today. My highest blessings. Welcome to our new folks, and hope to see you again. And if you have any questions for me, shoot me an email at terry@spirit360.org. Hope to see you all again soon, and my highest blessings. Bye-bye, everyone.
Have a good weekend.
Stay safe.
Hi, Hanna and Albert.
Yes, hello. Good to see you from the distance.
Okay, everyone. All right, bye-bye.